Degrassi High. She had a baby when she was real young. Her best friend is a skinny chick. She knows an Asian boy.
You're listening to I'm in Love with the Girl Named Spike, a Degrassi podcast. I'm your host, Mike Park, along with my co-host, Hannah Eagle.
Hello.
And Mr. Rick Johnson.
Hello.
And our guest today is an actor, music lover, a graduate of Concordia University in Montreal, co-host of the Sportsfeld Podcast, and also the co-host of the music podcast entitled Columbia House Podcast. And he played Toby Isaacs in seasons 1 through 7 of Degrassi the Next Generation. Mr. Jake Goldsbie, how are you?
Good. You've done research.
I did. I was trying to get more. I cut out some stuff. I was thinking maybe this is not appropriate. I was trying to be funny, but I thought this is good. This is a nice start. Yeah.
Concise.
At one point, my Wikipedia only said Jake is Jewish, and that was it.
And you had to add that yourself.
Yeah. I was like, they need to know this about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know in 2002 I got I think just an email from Amanda Stepto saying there's a actor on the show who's a big fan of ska. And so
Yes.
and that was you. And
That was me.
She said if I could mail something. And I know I mailed something. I don't remember what it was, but I believe it was some kind of care package.
Do you
Yeah.
remember what he mailed?
I know one was like an Asian man sampler,
Okay.
and then
Sounds right.
I want to say it was a Dead Letter Department CD.
Whoa, really? That's crazy.
I think so. I could be wrong. I think so. But I do remember it.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to start this off with a music question. So when we jumped into Next Generation after finishing the OG series, we started asking people from the punk community to join us. And we also started this video format. So I'm going to name each guest, and you're just going to tell me if you know who they are or not. Chris Farron.
Oh no, I'm losing it.
Don't worry,
Yes,
it's gonna lag.
actually-
It's gonna lag a lot.
Okay. Okay.
That's part of the charm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
perfect.
just wait till watch for it.
Okay. Chris Farron was actually the last show I was at before we stopped being allowed to go to
Wow.
shows.
Yes. Number
Where
2. Oh, go ahead.
Where was that at?
That was at the Monarch Tavern in
All right,
Toronto.
classic.
Yeah.
Number 2, Fallon Walsh.
No.
Number 3, Brendan Kelly.
Yes, of course.
Number 4, Maura Weaver.
No.
Number 5, Sean Burnett.
Yes.
Number 6, Deanna Bellos.
That sounds extremely familiar.
Sincere Engineer.
Yes.
Okay. Number 7, Jen Razavi.
No.
Okay. Bomb Pops.
Okay. Yep.
Next, Allie Hamlin from Canada.
That also sounds very familiar.
Peach Kelly Pop.
No.
Okay.
Don't know why. I don't know why that sounds familiar.
And that, no.
No.
Jordan Hudkins.
No.
Roswell Kid.
Yes.
Okay. Augusta Koch.
No.
Cayetana.
Yes, of course. I see how this is going to go. This is going to be me admitting I don't know people.
Laura Stevenson. I know
Yeah,
you know Laura Stevenson.
Of course I know Laura Stevenson.
Stacey D.
Yes.
Yes. Logan Hammond.
No.
You don't know Logan Hammond. Derek Zanetti was our guest at our episode today.
Tonight. Me. I am there. No, I don't think so.
Homeless Gospel Choir.
I know the name, but I have not listened.
How did you get into punk and ska and indie music?
That's a good, I think obviously a lot of it, like a lot of people my age, was through like the Green Days and the Blink-182s and whatnot. And then I think my entry point was MXPX.
Yes.
Because
many people's entry point is MXPX.
Yeah. My first concert I went to without my parents was The Offspring, Cypress Hill, and MXPX.
Whoa.
Wow.
Where was that at?
That was at the ACC here in
Okay.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And that was weird. And I guess it was just through like the LimeWires or the Kazas or whatever. Just like picking up random tracks that were usually mislabeled.
Wow.
Then like just searching MXPX, then like whatever came up was kind of like I'd listen to that. And
what about Canadian punk?
Canadian punk was like actually a lot easier. Much Music here, sort of our
Right.
used to have shows on Friday nights hosted by the great Canadian George Strombolopoulos. He would host the Punk Show and the Wedge and Much Loud. And that is how I discovered, like, I would say 80% of the music I still listen to now.
I love Much Music. Much Music was great. It gave bands, especially local bands or Canadian bands, a lot of exposure. You just never saw that with MTV. They weren't given that kind of push for smaller indie bands. But
yeah, Much Music, it's a thing that I mean, obviously, age-wise and time-wise, like I super didn't appreciate it at the time. And now it's like, wow, I wish that was still a thing.
Were you a guest on Much Music ever?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think we did MTV Canada because they were owned by the same conglomerate.
Okay. So anyone else on the cast of Next Generation a fan of ska punk, indie rock?
A little bit. Amanda was actually like big in my discovering music. I want to say
awesome.
Amanda gave me my first Cure CD, I think.
Nice.
And
amazing.
She's the one who told me to listen to London Calling for the first time.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Mike LaBelle, who played Jay, he and I were big like show buddies.
Oh, awesome.
He introduced me to, he's a couple years older than me, and he was very plugged into like the Canada, Toronto scene. So he introduced me to stuff like the Constantine and weaker than like those kind of Canadian stalwart, like Hoxie Workman, that kind of stuff.
Did you say the weaker thans?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, them and the Constantines used to play afternoon shows here for the all ages crowd.
That's
so
awesome. So how many times do you see the weaker thans?
A lot.
Man, you were the envy of every like 34-year-old white male in the indie American scene right now, where you're just jealous of you.
I get it. Like we didn't know that it was going to be like A, they were going to stop, and B, it was going to like they were going to sort of become this like influential thing. Like they played Riot Fest here in like 2013, and that was like their second last show ever, but nobody had any idea.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, the Weaker Thans are playing at like 2 in the afternoon.
The show I saw them at was shockingly underattended. It was mind-blowing, mind-numbing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, whoa. Like,
and that was in Grand Rapids?
It was in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a big following here, but I remember like when I lived in Montreal, I would see them there, and it was still attended because it's Canada, but like, or Canadian, but less so, definitely less so than I would have thought.
What about Propagandhi?
Oh yeah, one of my favorites.
How many times did you see them?
Oh, I've seen Propagandhi, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, I guess.
I love it. I love that you're a showgoer.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Did we cut you off? You're about to say something about, I think, Jake Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein's also a big indie rock guy. Jake's basement when we were in high school was the place we would go and jam poorly. Jake was always in bands, so we had all the gear. And so like we do a lot of like, but he was always into like Hoxie Workman is his like favorite artist in the world. I don't know if he crossed over to the States really.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
He's like a singer-songwriter guy.
Okay.
But he was always into like cool indie stuff as well. And like lots of people were, and like it was that weird time, right, where the early 2000s when like rock music was sort of mainstream-ish, so like people were aware of it, kind of. But I would say Mike was like the one guy that like I would still go to shows with. Like we went to, I think, a Constantine show a few years back.
Okay.
I was like, he was my show buddy.
Did you ever see Epstein in American Idiot?
I didn't. I did see him in Spring Awakening.
Okay.
And in the Carole King musical, but I missed American Idiot.
I think he did a Spider-Man musical also.
He did. I didn't see that one either. But
that would have been.
I wish I had gotten to that one the most.
The most dangerous musical of all.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't.
Critics say. Yeah.
Did you see Mustard Plug in Toronto?
I didn't. I
Okay.
Mustard Plug. I was like,
Rick's in Mustard Plug, and he
oh,
said,
no way.
He said you did see them.
So the first time I played in Toronto, it was like a Mustard Plug, Planet Smashers.
Oh, then maybe.
In this band, the Know-How, and the saxophone player at that time was Jeff Rosenstock.
Okay.
And like the backstage was a buzz that there was a ton of Degrassi people there, and I was like old Degrassi, because I didn't know that the Next Gen had started happening, and everyone was looking at me like I was an idiot. It was the best. I was just like, all right, cool.
Huh. No, I feel like it's possible it might have been like a Planet Smashers show, or like
It would have been, it was at the Opera House, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense. A lot of, I would say most of the ska shows in Toronto.
Right.
How come you never saw me play in Toronto?
I've never seen you on a bill here.
Nobody likes you, Mike.
You were there last year, right, Mike?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm trying to remember. I have a band called Ogie Kubo Station. We did 2 nights at the. We did play last year. We played at where's like an old famous club. That's like
you played at Horseshoe Tavern, yeah.
Horseshoe Tavern. Yeah.
I know that band. I like that band.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, Hannah.
That's
I would have had I known.
You're famous.
I waited. Amanda came.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she came, and I tried to bring her up on stage. She wouldn't come.
that sucks.
Okay, we're gonna jump into Toronto Raptors basketball.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what kind of knowledge you have as
This
the
is another thing I know so much about.
as the co-host of the Sportsfeld
quiz
podcast.
Yeah, it's just a quiz podcast. It's devolving into a quiz podcast.
If they weren't quizzing you, they'd be quizzing me.
Okay.
So,
I'm happy to take the burden.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Sportsfeld podcast co-host. 1985, the expansion year of the Toronto Raptors.
Jesus Christ.
The first pick for the Toronto Raptors, the expansion draft, was who? And this person refused to play for the Raptors.
Oh, he refused to, but then he did. It was Damon Stoudemire, was it not?
No, that was their first draft pick, but in the expansion draft of
Allen Iverson?
No.
Because so many refused to play here.
Really?
Lots of people are like, no, I'm not going to Toronto.
This player was a point guard on a championship team.
Guard a champion team refused to play here.
3, 2, B.J. Armstrong.
Really? I don't think I knew that.
They traded him to the Golden State Warriors, and they got this guy named Carlos Rogers. I remember this because I'm a huge Warriors fan. Carlos Rogers and Victor Alexander.
It's just so weird that we're interviewing Jake and you're giving him questions he could answer wrong, like you're quizzing him. That's so.
Oh, you host a sports podcast?
Sports podcast. I've got to find out his knowledge on Raptors basketball. Okay, in Vince Carter's rookie season, name one other player besides Tracy McGrady that was on the Raptors roster.
In his rookie season?
Yeah.
Pre-Antonio Davis.
Yeah.
Alvin Williams?
Actually, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So you're just asking.
I was just seeing if you had just quick knowledge.
He's just trying to throw you off.
I'm just gonna get roasted on
2018,
Twitter.
2019 championship team starting five for the Raptors was
Kyle Lowry,
Yep.
Danny Green,
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard,
Mm-hmm.
Pascal Siakam,
Yeah.
and Marc Gasol.
Yes. All right.
That's recent. That one I remember.
Yeah.
That was within the last 365 days.
Now ask me a Raptors trivia question. Let me see if I can get it.
Oh.
Then we'll ask Hannah.
No, you will not. You could try.
Who was the Raptors starting center in their first game ever played?
First game ever played? B.J. Armstrong. Let me see. B.J. Armstrong, Damon Stoudemire. Who would have been on that? The white guy or black guy?
White guy.
White guy. God, I was just looking at their roster
tables have
today. I don't know. I give up.
Jan Tabak.
I've no idea. No idea.
We barely do.
Okay. So, Amanda Stepto and Stacey Mistician, were you attracted to either?
I was like 14. I was attracted to everybody.
Yeah. I know, but in particular, Amanda Stepto and Stacey Mistician. What were you thinking?
See, the sports questions were just to throw
Just
you off your
to
center.
butter you up.
Yeah, so
I mean,
that you
they
thought,
were like,
I hope you're ready for a hard punishment from Mike.
I see how this is going. No, I mean, like, Amanda and Stacey were very much sort of, I don't know if mentor is the right word, but like they knew what it was like to be on television shows. They were like our guide, which was nice. And also I knew they were cool because they liked good music because they DJ'd at a club I couldn't get into because I was under 18.
Then how do you know it was good music?
I guess I don't.
You didn't answer the question. Attracted.
Yes, but he
either
dodged
Amanda
it. So
or
I
Stacey.
gave you the professional dodge.
yeah, I mean it was politically excellent.
I'll rephrase the question. If you were age appropriate, 31 at that time, who would you have asked out, Amanda or Stacey?
So weird.
It's an extremely weird line of questioning.
But everyone wants to know, especially Hannah. Look at her, just smiling, just
I'm
turning
smiling
red.
because when you do weird stuff, I'm like, oh, I love it so much, but
Is
it's
this
so weird.
Just a common thing on this show? Just making like
Yeah,
Well, no, it's only the common thread with all this is making cast members freak them out.
Oh,
Yeah. He did this to Amanda.
Stepto.
So yeah,
interview.
when we interviewed Amanda, he said to Amanda, why didn't you like me?
No, that's not even specifically. He said, remember that time we were standing outside and I tried to hold your hand?
No, I tried to kiss you and you were like, nah.
And he was like, why not? Why don't you like me? And it was like,
what did she say?
She was like, I don't fucking know.
Let's say Amanda because she had some music.
Yeah, he could have been going to shows. It'd been awesome. I'd go with that too. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, you've seen so much cross punk.
Pat Mastriani. Pat Mastriani. Is he to be trusted?
Oh no.
He also won't return our emails, so that's good.
Yeah, we've asked him to be on the show and we get no response.
I haven't seen Pat in a very long time, but I always liked him. But I haven't seen him since I was like 15. So.
Okay.
I don't think I can vouch right now.
Okay. Nina Dobrev, nice person?
Yes, extremely.
When was the last time you talked to Nina?
It's a weird sentence. When we did a Drake music video.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
So that was what, 2 years ago now, I guess? Jesus.
Yes.
That was a whole moment. That was great.
Sure was.
How many it was like one big day or was it like a couple of days?
No, it was one night. I think they shot like some of the ancillary stuff in other days, but like the stuff with all of us was like one night and it went to like 4 a.m. It was fun.
Just like a party?
Yeah, basically.
That's tight. That's awesome.
It was cool. Like, it was weird for sure, but like a good weird.
How many of the cast have you seen prior to that video?
Like in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Handful. Like, I'm still in touch with a few of them. I would say like 4-ish of those people I see regularly to semi-regularly, and then
Drake.
Yes, Drake and I hang out all the time.
Yeah.
I helped build his mansion. But yeah, like a good handful of them. But there was a couple people there I hadn't seen literally since like we wrapped, which was 2007, I guess.
Is it true that JT didn't come because he thought it wasn't real?
No, I want to set the record straight for this.
Oh.
Degrassi beef. All
That
right,
is
let's go.
actually not true. I was actually talking to him. We haven't seen each other in a long time, but he messaged me when that was all sort of coming to, and he was like, "What is this?" And I said, "I don't know." But no, he just decided not to do it. It wasn't dramatic at all. He was just like,
it seems dramatic. It's a dramatic choice.
I may be, but yeah, he just didn't want to do it, and fair enough. Like, I was on the fence for a bit. Like, it was
really.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like going back to, it's like literally like going to your high school reunion.
Right.
But I bet it was
rap video.
I bet it was fun though. My gosh.
It was super fun. I'm very glad I did it, and it definitely helped me like come to terms with a lot of like Degrassi shit, which was cool.
Get some closure.
Yeah, totally.
That's
cool.
What about the I don't know the actor's name who played Sean. He had said he wasn't invited.
That he wasn't there, but I don't know the story.
The origin story, okay.
No.
Well, maybe since we know the other thing's not true, maybe that's probably also not true.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I think the other, I'm not sure how the Ryan thing got started. Actually.
Well, I think I just read an interview with him saying he thought it was,
really?
was just like a
I hope I didn't
fake
blow
scam mail. Yeah.
Revealing secrets.
Yeah, but where was this interview from, Mike?
GoDaddy.com.
GoDaddy.com.
DegrassiInterviews.net.
.hotmail.biz.
Yeah.
On the cast, in your 7 seasons on Degrassi, who did you not like?
This is gonna sound like a plugged dodge, but genuinely nobody.
That's what everyone says.
That is not true. That came from
everyone.
No, I promise you that, like, I'm not bullshitting. It was genuinely really lucky because like that doesn't happen often.
Right.
That like especially a bunch of like 12 and 13-year-olds.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, like it was very genuinely. At least I never had beef with anyone. I don't know if there was like other serious beef, but I never.
Maybe they had beef with you and you just don't.
I mean, it's possible. I was pretty annoying.
I don't believe that.
So
do you want us to keep you posted on if anybody hates you?
Yeah, please do. If you talk to someone like Goldsbie, fuck that guy.
And we'll be like, we thought you were gonna say that because he was like, nobody on the cast didn't get along, and we were like, well, it's always one.
If you're the one looking for the person who gets along with.
If you're like, we don't have any weird cousins, it's like you're the weird cousin.
You, yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I have 2 more like rumor things. I feel like. So I forget this young woman's name, but she played Kendra in season.
Katie. Yeah.
Katie. Yeah. The rumor is that like her parents didn't let her keep doing the show after that season.
Oh. I know nothing about that.
All right.
I'm going to wager that's not true, but I also have no idea.
Word. Hey,
So-
there you go.
Was that Spinner's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one relationship storyline I got.
Yeah. Well, you kissed Liberty for that one.
That's true.
Day.
Yeah, that weird thing that happened.
Okay, season 5. Let's say like at the peak of Next Gen. What's the salary like?
I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way to say this.
With this, well, okay. First of all, we talked to the original cast, and the amount
we know how much
they were getting paid. Like Amanda's like, I was getting paid $80 an episode.
we were union, and they weren't. So
right. Okay.
I would say that I got through a university without debt.
Good. Okay. Good.
But now I work a day job.
Nice. So no residuals in Canada is.
Well, that's a complicated question. The nice way to say that is no.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Some, but not in the way that you would normally think of those kind of things. Like, it's definitely not something that I can even close to use as like I'm not like settled now and I'm retired at 32.
Yeah.
How loaded is Linda Schuyler?
Oh, crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just think about like Amanda Stepto. Her likeness has been used in so many variables, and she's never made a cent after her last paycheck from Next Gen.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be different for us just because of union rules, but I'm sure for them it's kind of a free-for-all because it was non-union, low-budget Canadian 80s thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird because even all the episodes right now are like on YouTube, which is crazy. And I was like thinking about it the other day, and I was like, there's an ad every
it's
15
crazy
seconds.
Monetized.
And I was like, who's getting this money?
I am nodding and not saying anything.
Yeah. And I was like, the official Degrassi page, but like, is it? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like a back alley scam.
Yeah. I'm nodding.
Yeah.
Did you have any feelings? I know you had this like on-screen crush on Emma, Miriam McDonald. Did you have a crush on her in real life at all?
I mean, yes and no. Yes, again, in the sense that I was 14, so 12 even when we started. So it's just the time where like everything is hormones.
All bets are off.
But it's also like we sort of grew up together in a lot of ways. Like, it wasn't that kind of world in a lot of ways, because it was just that experience bonded all of us extremely quickly. I think it's fair to say, just because it was kind of weird and no one really knew. Like, I'd been acting for a while before the show, but I didn't really have a handle on like what this thing would become. So it sort of bonded us, I think, in a sense of like, what is happening now?
Did you have an agent when you went into audition?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Was that the case for most of the kids?
I believe so, yeah.
Right. So it wasn't as free for all as before.
No, whatever stories you've heard about the mass open calls for the original,
right.
I don't think happened for anybody on ours.
Yeah, they didn't go to your high school and just like pluck you out.
No, thankfully. I don't think I would have made it were that the case.
Right. Yeah. Well, Next Gen, the acting is so much better on Next Gen than the original, but that's the part of the charm of the original is like,
for sure,
some of it is so bad, it's like, whoa.
But it's also like, to your point, like it's so real in a lot of senses that I think, not that we didn't have very real stuff, but there is an edge, I think, to the original that is impossible to do with like actors, even though we were 12.
How much? Sorry, Mike. How much? Is there a lot of cutting room floor jibber jabber left on the cutting room floor for Next Gen? Do you remember?
Really?
Okay.
Like there's always stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff, but not really. No.
Did you watch?
Sorry, Mike.
No, you go ahead, Rick.
What's the deal with the webcam with the fork stuck in it?
The what?
It's the latest episode we just watched.
Also, Rick is like also watching the series for the first time.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. What? So where are you guys now?
Well, we're in the second episode of the second season.
Okay, so
in the first episode of the second season, you're carrying around a device that looks like a fork stuck in a webcam, and it's sticking out your backpack.
Very genuinely, that might be what it is.
Well, yeah.
It is what it is.
That is what it is.
What it's supposed to be, I couldn't tell you.
I know. And that's the other thing is I'm like curating my questions because I'm like, there's things I want to ask, but then I'm like, do I spoil it for you?
No.
You can spoil it because I saw like random season in the middle, in the mid-aughts. So go for it.
Say aughts.
Rick doesn't care.
I don't care. I'm jaded. 40-year-old man. I've seen it all.
Well, so when they decided to kill JT, why him?
He wanted to go to school.
Oh,
okay.
I felt like something like that.
It's like a very like easy Canadian answer. Like he literally wanted to go to university.
Wow.
I don't know why. What like the other than like for obvious dramatic effect. I don't know why they decided to kill him instead of just like being like he's gone now. But
I think they just saw their opportunity and.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, it's not an interesting answer.
The movie Poison Ivy: The Secret Society, starring Miriam McDonald. Did you watch it?
I've never heard of that in my life.
I've never heard of that.
I watched it because it's terrible. She has a nude scene in it, and I watched it.
Oh my god, you're a sick freak.
I usually watch anything with Degrassi cast in it.
Okay.
I watched this because the Poison Ivy series, I think it's maybe a trilogy. I think Drew Barrymore was in the first one. The second one was
and Sarah Gilbert. Don't forget about her.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever heard of this movie franchise in my life.
Alyssa Milano was in the second one, and then Miriam.
There's a third one with the woman from My Name Is Earl, the wife from My Name Is Earl.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. But I thought that would be like the big. Maybe she thought this is gonna be my big stepping stone because everyone has succeeded after they've done the Poison Ivy movie. And
I don't know if that's exactly.
I feel like
true.
as the sequels for a franchise go up, the clout goes down.
Yeah, we're not talking about the Friday the 13th Part 7.
Mm-hmm. Or like Scream 4.
Friday the 13th Part 4 is the banger.
The final chapter with
Crispin Glover.
Oh, that's
Corey
right.
Right. Maybe that's a bad example, but
yeah,
my joke
come on, Jake.
My joke worked in my head.
Oh, Catherine Hicks is in this though, of Child's Play fame. Love her.
The mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Friday the 13th is on what, Hannah? Have they done more than 10? Jason Takes Manhattan?
You know what? Including Freddy vs. Jason, I could not tell you, but it's probably at like 10 by now. Yeah, I've been told I need to watch that. I'm a Nightmare on Elm Street girl myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
you want me to mail you the DVDs?
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Friday.
Oh, I got them. Oh,
Friday
no, I've seen it. I'm like, it's camp. I'm okay. You know.
My buddy used to work at MTV's DVD review conglomeration or whatever, so his apartment was just full of DVDs. He'd be like,
get me that job.
Take whatever you want. And so like I would leave Manhattan with just like boxes of DVDs. Man.
That's like, tight.
Now they're rotting in my basement.
How much hang time, Jake, did you get with Kevin Smith?
I don't know if hang time is the right word, but there was a decent amount. He was actually surprisingly cool about like the whole thing. It sounds extremely basic, but I was very impressed that he took the time to learn all our names beforehand.
Yeah. Well, he loves Degrassi. That's his
thing.
thing.
But it was still like he's like a big
Yeah.
Like, he's a big deal, and to come in and like without even having to like introduce ourselves, to know, like he had clearly done his research, which I appreciated as someone who was a bigger deal than any of us, and like easily could have been a dick.
Like, I know. Like he fought that urge.
Yeah.
He fought that urge.
I respect it.
Yeah, for sure.
At the Drake video, did he come up to you and say, "Hey, Jake"?
Yeah, he did actually, which was
which was amazing.
Kind of like I guess odd in a way, but it was again like very much appreciated in like a weird kind of environment to begin with, and then to come up and speak to us like we were old pals in a way. Like, we didn't like obviously catch up on family matters or anything, but it was still like a nice
gesture.
Yeah, I appreciate when people aren't dicks.
Wow, I can't even do that, and I'm not a celebrity.
Right?
Like, I can't remember people. They're like, you know, Allie, you've met her 12 times. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Facebook.
What about Jason Mewes? Did he know your name?
He did.
Did.
Yeah, no, he did. He's exactly his character.
Wow, I love it.
And like, I don't mean that in a negative way by any means, but it's just one of those things where like, oh, you're just that guy. Cool. Awesome. Mm-hmm.
What about at the Drake video? Did he still remember? He still remembered your name? He's like, what's up?
Same thing. He was just very chill and very Jay, I guess, for lack of a better description.
Were you upset you weren't asked to be in the Degrassi Takes Manhattan tetralogy?
Which one was that?
That was later on.
Yeah, but
is that the one where they replaced me with the lookalike that I've heard about? I don't know if this gets tweeted at me all the time.
Really?
I don't know. Is that true?
Okay. I don't know.
I don't remember. I think that was a later season.
Yeah, I think it is.
I know
Google it.
There was one of those movies. What were they? Specials?
Like 3 episode specials or something.
4 episode.
Yeah, There was one that I was asked to come back for a day. I was in Montreal at this point at school, and I think there was just like cross wires on it didn't happen. And then that was kind of the last I ever heard from them. So I wasn't at that point. I was pretty like done with it for my own feelings and reasons. So it wasn't any like, oh, like fuck them for not putting me in that. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, I don't have a day of work for that. Like whatever. But it wasn't anything like bad.
So you made a guest appearance in season 8.
Yes.
What was that guest appearance?
I think I was hosting a BattleBots thing.
Oh yeah, the BattleBots.
But it was like exactly the same as what I just described. It was like I was in Montreal, and they were like, "Do you want to come in for a day?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And like I was friends with a lot of the like that era of the show as well, like the kind of the group after me.
Okay.
And they were all in that scene, so it was just like, come into Toronto for a day, hang out with your friends, and then go back. Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Is your family from Toronto? The Toronto area? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Toronto born and bred boy.
And you are also an Argonauts fan?
I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, I'm not really a football guy, but it's the one blind spot for me in sports.
So Maple Leafs and Blue Jays.
Maple Leafs, Jays, Raptors, and soccer. I like football.
Is there a professional league in Canada, or is this a national team? For soccer.
Yeah, we have a team in the Major League Soccer, and like again, we have Toronto FC, Toronto Football Club.
How are those games? Have you gone to a lot of those games?
Yeah, they're really fun. It's like the only good arena in Toronto because it's the only like real outdoor arena we have, and so it feels like going to like, because like Skydome is just like a concrete box, So it's nice. Like it's fun to go and actually sit outside and watch something.
What's the capacity there?
I don't know. Like,
well, we have the earthquakes, the San Jose earthquake, and they built this stadium just for them. It's
same with us.
It's like 18,000, and it's just perfect. Like every seat is a good seat.
Yeah, they keep adding to it. Every seat is. It's also like that with us. Like you can sit anywhere, and it's great. But they just keep adding new levels to it. So it used to be, I think, like 18, and now I don't. It's like 30 something maybe.
Hannah, what do you think about that?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on
the seat capacity at the stadium? Come on, man.
Melissa,
because of the earthquake?
Melissa McIntyre. What is she like in real life?
Melissa was the best. Melissa and I like bonded super quick because like first episode basically we were like working together. Melissa and I were really tight for a really long time.
Would you think of her eyebrows like in the first 12 episodes?
I thought they were better than mine because I used to hate my eyebrows.
So
yeah,
drudging up real self-conscious 12-year-old.
Why do you think they wrote her character so like you know what I mean?
So this is another
unlikable.
thing I've only learned from the internet and people like commenting on shit. Like it never registered to me that she was unlikable when we were doing it. And then like I see people like reply to tweets or on Instagram and be like, and ask that exact question. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody commented the other day and they said, Ashley always wants to be the victim. And I was like, wow, what a precise gem of
I'm gonna be
summation.
I'm gonna be fully honest. I have not watched the show since I left the show.
Wow.
Except for a couple episodes that I showed my fiance when we first started dating, because she was like, "What the fuck is Degrassi?"
No way.
And I was like, "Oh, here." But I haven't watched it like at all. I think it'd be really. I don't like watching myself on things to begin with, and I think it would be really hard for me to watch it all.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't love you for your Degrassi fame.
Yeah, that was a good like moment of like, oh, you're not after my $0.
You're not after my fame, my team fame?
After my checking account?
What would happen if you just woke up one day and there was a secret room in your house of just photos of you, Degrassi photos?
Toby.
What? Oh no, I've lost you. What did you say?
A Toby shrine.
What would you do if you woke up and there was just a random like a closet and you opened it up and there was just a Toby shrine? You're like, whoa.
I mean, I think at this point, like, I mean, she already said yes, so like I feel like I'm watching. Like it'd be uncomfortable, but I feel like we get used to it. I don't know,
Yeah,
you can get used to anything.
Have you guys set a date for the wedding?
Yes, it was actually it was supposed to be this Saturday. But
have you pushed it to 2021?
Yeah, so we pushed it exactly a year. So
who's officiating the wedding?
My friend and Columbia House Party co-host Blake Murphy, who is a Raptors writer in Toronto. He's our.
See, listen. I'm very well known as a wedding officiant. If you go to punkrockweddings.net, I've officiated quite a few weddings.
Now, before I did the show, I'm like, that's a great idea. Now I'm afraid of what the sermon will be like.
No, I
you shouldn't have led with your weird ass question.
The goal at the wedding is to make people laugh and to make them cry.
Mm-hmm.
I will do a better job.
I want your wedding day to be a day of uncomfort and misery.
If they're not sweaty, I'm not doing my job.
I've cooled down now, thank you.
Yeah.
Just don't have any arcade machines at your wedding. He'll break them all.
That sounds.
What? Is that real?
What do you mean?
That was Philip. Philip Stone broke the joystick. How did you know about that? Did we discuss it in an episode?
No, Philip and I were talking about it.
Ah.
No, I was gonna send you a joystick in the mail.
Who from Degrassi was invited to the wedding that got canceled this Saturday?
No. Jake Epstein is invited.
Okay. Did he RSVP yes?
He did. He also thought he wasn't to be invited for some reason, even though he and I are very good friends.
Okay.
Paula Brancati, who played, oh God, what the fuck was her character? She was after me. It was after I left.
Hannah. Who is it, Hannah?
What's Paula's character?
Paula Brancati?
She dated Spinner. I know that.
Oh,
Come on, Hannah.
Her character is.
I should know this.
Not Darcy. Her role.
Very disappointed, Hannah.
Jane.
Jane. Yes. Jane.
So Jane RSVP'd yes?
Yes. Who else is invited to our wedding? Delmar, who played Danny.
Okay.
And
JT?
Apparently that's all of them.
Wow. So no JT.
I mean, like I'm not going to, like, no offense to Ryan, but I haven't seen him in like 12 years, and we have to pay for a wedding.
Yeah.
Right.
No Melissa McIntyre, no Amanda Stepto.
If he's not going to go to a Drake party, he's not going to come to your wedding.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, no offense to you. Like,
that's the hierarchy of events.
Yeah.
Seems like he's got standards that are unmeetable.
Okay, if the podcast host somehow has second thoughts, I will do it. I will come out and do it for free.
Well, I mean,
and you know what? I'll
he's
come
also
assist
for free.
But he sucks. I'm going to be way better.
I have seen Mike officiate a wedding. It's pretty great.
All right, I'll put you on the B list there.
Oh.
The alternate.
The alternate, yeah, first alternate.
Okay.
And I'll be third alternate.
Who's second?
Hannah.
What?
Hannah, you can't officiate his wedding. You're
Why?
gonna blow it because it's a special day. You don't have the skills.
You don't know what I do.
There's officiant beef in this group.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
How many weddings have you officiated, Hannah?
I have easily 25. None.
Okay. Moving along. Catering. What was the catering like?
No, we're done with the.
Who's catering our wedding?
No, Degrassi catering.
Oh, like the craft services at
Yeah.
Degrassi. Oh, it was good. You know, it's a table of food. How can you say no?
So is there like at any time is there like a truck out there, like a food truck where you can just go grab something?
So because we shot the whole thing in like a studio and a back lot, so
Okay.
there was like a kitchen there, and then there's like a table. Like I guess that's a thing that might not exist now on sets. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. Like,
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
in the time of quarantine.
yeah, like maybe the craft service table is over, which would be very sad. But no, it's good.
What was catering like on the Drake video?
It was good.
How many
It was
lobsters? Lots of lobster?
There was there was a meal when we got there, and it was
Yes.
actually kind of weird in the sense that, so like when we shot the show, the lunchroom was literally like the cafeteria that we shot in.
Yes.
And then
That's tight.
when we went back to the Drake video, that was also where we ate. And so it was really, and it was the first thing we did when we got there. Like we didn't shoot anything, because like it was a night shoot kind of thing.
Okay.
So we got there and we had like dinner, but it was kind of weird because like none of us had been in that building in like a decade.
Wow.
And then immediately we were all sitting together eating in the room we all used to eat in. So it was I honestly I don't remember the food because it was just like one of those, like I was kind of I had my guard way up to start that whole day just because it was so weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was definitely like I don't remember the meal because it was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like it was really weird. I can't stress enough. And then like it got comfortable and fine as we all sort of settled back into being adults. But
I feel that.
How come Miss Kwan was? Oh, Miss Kwan was in the video.
she was, yes.
She was in the video. Yes, yes.
Linlin.
How was Miss Kwan in real life? Nice lady.
Super sweet.
Okay.
Extremely
That's
nice.
what I like. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
I feel like I'm letting you down. I don't have any like.
No.
I could make it up.
No.
That's okay.
You can edit.
Make up insults.
I can make
none,
up.
None of these answers are shocking.
No. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Everyone on Degrassi is nice.
It's
good to hear.
There's no way it's true, but I love it.
Who dated who? Who dated who?
That I actually don't know. Yeah, no, it's like I'm sure I know there was some, but it wasn't me, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That was me in high school. I was like,
Come on, you gotta
it's not
give
about
us
me.
Something.
Totally.
Somebody.
Give
us somebody.
I truly don't have anything for you.
Who hooked up with who? Somebody must have hooked up with somebody.
I would. No, I probably wouldn't tell you if I knew, but I'm also.
You shouldn't. You should not.
I feel like feeding this beast is bad.
Did you ask anyone out during your time there? Did you ask anyone like, hey? No. Okay. When you were playing basketball in your fictitious home with Drake, was he any good at basketball?
I mean, he was better than me because I'm not good at basketball because I'm very short. But I like to think that I taught him his moves. Mm-hmm. When he missed that 3 in, I think it was an NCAA thing, that's because I taught him how to be bad at basketball. Mm-hmm. But now he's got like a court in his house, so I'm sure he's practiced.
Oh my God.
Right?
See, if you like texted him, do you have his number?
No.
Gosh darn it.
Do you have his number, and what is it?
I wish that.
When they asked you to be in the video, the I'm Upset video, who contacted you? His agent?
I got a call from Ian Christensen, who was the publicity guy for the show.
Okay.
And I got a text from him, and he said, he was it was really cryptic at first.
Uh-huh.
It was like, are you available such and such time? And I said, yes, why? And then he said, cool thing happening. And I said, okay. And then I think it went through my agent. She was like, this is what I've been told you were talked to. This is what this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you saw Drake, did he like, what's up, Jake? Was he cool?
Yeah, he was. It was, I mean, it's sort of a weird, like.
We lost you. We got you frozen.
It's be weird. He's like the most famous person in the world. Oh no, are we gone?
No, we got you.
You're back.
If you just repeat it, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's always going to be weird that he is so ridiculously famous. Like for me, personally,
face of the Raptors.
Yeah, like that's insane. And like I'm obviously like happy for his success, but it's weird. It's like knowing someone you grew up with is now like that guy, but he was extremely cool on the video with all of us. Like he very much fell back into like Aubrey.
The camaraderie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
But it's also because he has like we were able to just like hang out and fuck around, but like it's his like he was working.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird.
So if you did have his number and you texted him and say, hey, it's Jake, I want to come over and hang out, do you think he would say, yes, come on over?
I mean, I don't think he'd respond. But if he did, I'm going to say no.
Oh, man.
He might.
He might. I don't know. Like, I don't think he would say no out of like not like getting along. It's just like we exist in different worlds now, and that's fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You think he would let you have your wedding in his basketball court?
Oh, no.
Oh my God, that's a big question. That's a good question.
I feel like that has a higher chance of happening than me just being like, yo, let's hang out.
At least the reception.
Aubrey, some crazy stuff happened. I need to use your court.
Yeah.
100 people will be there.
Can me and 100 people come over?
Yeah.
It would be so sick to see his house.
Yeah, right? I've seen photos. It's bananas.
That's why you want the wedding to be there, because you want to go inside of Drake's house.
I want to snoop.
Yeah, I want to.
Everybody wants to.
I absolutely want to snoop. I love snooping in houses.
Yeah,
I love Snoop Dogg.
The biggest house I been in was Danielle Steele's home, the romance novelist. We had put out a record for her son back in the 90s, and it was just I didn't even know how to describe it because I've never seen anything like it. Like there was a ballroom in there, there's an elevator. It was just it took up 3 streets of San Francisco in the main part of San Francisco, and that property is it's such premium property, and Don Johnson was there from Miami Vice.
Don Johnson.
Why?
Wait.
There's so much to this.
Was this prior to the death? Or
this was
post
before, but no, this was pre-death.
Okay.
So,
pre-death
of the
lead singer. Yeah. Lead singer of this band, Link 80, died.
Okay.
And that was her son.
Yes. But yeah, it was.
Why was Don Johnson there? Was there a party?
They're just buddies.
Just hanging.
They're buddies. Oh, Jacqueline Smith was there from Charlie's Angels too. They're just like hanging out, having like tea. They're buddies.
I guess rich people have friends.
Why did you go there? Why were you there?
Wait, guys, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. I was showing artwork. Like we had finished the artwork for the record, and he's just said like, come on, let's go have dinner at my mom's. I'm like, heck yeah.
Did they have a cook?
Of course.
What was the meal?
It was actually tacos. There's so many kids. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 kids. Jeez. So they're all, they're trying to appease that palate of, of young kids.
About like rich, ridiculous mansions. Like, do they use their own kitchen, or is it only like?
I think they have somebody cook for them.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I also went to John Hughes's house.
That's cool.
And that was insane because we stayed in the guest house, and the guest house was like a 2,500 square foot home.
Right.
And we had to we were greeted by a security guard at the gate and parked our car and had four-wheel ATVs waiting for us to go to the guest house.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I went to Ted Nugent's house one time to pick up my friend who was drum teching for him. And a bunch of ATVs led me into the compound. It was pretty bonkers.
It's truly a world that, as I sit in my 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who has a baller house?
When you're
Amanda Stepto has a baller house in Toronto.
Is she in Toronto?
She is in Toronto.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember where my geography is so bad of anywhere, but it was I feel like it was in a good area where it's walking distance to maybe like I don't know, just cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. But yeah, it was like 3 stories. Is
oh wow,
holy
beautiful.
Moly.
I think she makes good money as like a financial something advisor, banker.
Oh, is that what she's doing now? I like that I'm catching up with Amanda through you.
I'm not sure. I know she was doing something in finance, I believe, and then she was working in in China. Gosh, I can't remember. I should know this better. Hannah, I should know better. I mean, better.
You sound like you know a lot.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Your fiance, can we talk to her? Can we see what she looks like?
Don't do this.
Cassie, they want to talk to you.
I want to say that Jake, only Mike wants to talk to her. Okay. We're not on that creek train.
Yeah, I'm not on that ride.
Okay, maybe I don't know.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, no.
You know,
he's sat back down, so I think that ship has passed.
Yes.
You guys are no fun.
I'm just making her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we saw her walk by. At least I saw her walk by.
Okay, good. So it's proof.
She's trying to be discreet, and I saw.
So Jake,
I saw.
Your IMDb says you're a producer on Mrs. America. Is this actual? This is factual?
I played a producer on Mrs. America.
Oh, okay.
I did not. Sadly, I did not produce Miss America.
You gotta get on the IMDb and fix that.
I do. I need to fix mine so bad.
So you played a producer on that show?
Yeah, I played producer on the Phil Donahue show.
Whoa.
So then also,
Bill Parrott's on it.
Bill Parrott from Degrassi Junior High is on there too.
Good. Yeah, I'm in one scene, so I was there for 10 minutes. But
did you have to audition for that role?
I did, yeah. I'll take any work you want to give me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. As a working musician, I'll take any gig.
Exactly.
Okay. Any fond memories or any stories or tidbits you can tell us that are just no one has heard? Like now we've got that JT story, which I'm very excited
about.
Stories
and tidbits nobody has heard. I don't know. I mean, like, yes, obviously, but off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay, I got
prompt me.
Did anyone have the chops to be like a successful musician? Seems like everyone was trying to be in a band.
Yeah, everyone wanted to be a musician. Wants to be a musician. Every actor wants to be a musician, and every musician wants to be an actor. I find, except for Rick.
Yeah, no. I know my role.
Yeah, Epstein is an extremely musically talented guy. So is Mike, actually.
Who's Mike?
Mike LaBelle, who played Jay. He was in a band here in Toronto for a long time called...
Does he have punk roots, Jay?
No, he's got like indie roots. He got me onto like the Pixies and stuff.
Okay, so he likes the Shins.
Probably did, yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he listened to that one song and it changed his life.
Yeah. Is Jake Epstein still trying to make it in music?
No. Jake's successful enough as an actor to not have to bother with music anymore. Like, he's musical, but he works enough credit for it.
What about Melissa McIntyre? Did she take music serious, or was that just for the show?
She did for a minute. I don't know if it stuck. I know she was singing a little bit after the show, but I don't know how serious it was, if it was just like in bars kind of thing, or if it was like putting out records or what. But I know she was doing it.
No punk roots?
No, there wasn't a lot of punk roots on the show, I have to admit. That was my cross to bear.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Hey, oh my God. That was my cross to bear.
You think I feel like I should just offer one of these kids like a record deal through Asian Man. See what happens. Throw a bone.
I lost.
I was saying I should use Asian Man as a way to get in touch with Jake Epstein and Melissa McIntyre and just go, record deal, here it is.
I should have waited for that. I shouldn't have just said yes.
Yeah,
I should have parlayed this.
Screwed up.
Parlayed into something.
Well, if you let him officiate your wedding.
Yeah.
Now we're wheeling and dealing.
Now,
you know what I mean?
now I see. I see what this is.
Yeah.
I see what this is.
I can offer you sometime guest list spots to shows that you may go to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I got.
And I can offer you nothing.
Yeah.
I also can offer all of you very little.
Let's talk about Paige. The actress who played Paige is
Lauren
Hannah's
Collins.
favorite.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Great.
Good person.
Great person. Lauren's awesome. Lauren just had a baby.
Yes.
She I did a couple of days on the movie Molly's Game a few years back, and Lauren was the reader in the audition, and like in the callback sent me like a be calm message, which I very much appreciated.
Oh, very good.
It was very
But no punk roots.
No punk roots. We can go through all of them, and it's just gonna be no.
Yeah. No punk roots.
Just Amanda Stepto.
Just Amanda Stepto, yeah.
And you never went to a show with Amanda?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think, man. We might have been at some of the same shows, but I don't think. I feel like I might have seen her at one, but I forget what it was and I forget when it was.
What's your favorite spot in Toronto to see a show?
I love Lee's Palace.
Yeah.
Lee's and the Horseshoe, probably my go-to.
What's your favorite spot in Montreal?
None of them.
I 100% agree with that statement. They're all bad.
They're all terrible.
The first time I met Amanda was at Lee's Palace.
Okay, cool. Lee's is great. It's as a short person for a small club, it has the best sight lines because it has like levels.
Right.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I enjoy it. It. How much ahead is it for your wedding? Like when you've got the price.
Like how much a plate?
Yeah, how much a plate?
We didn't have to charge people to come to our wedding.
I know, but I just
for you? Like
just how much is it so I can?
If he paid,
I'm ready to.
How much is it just to get
in? I'm ready to Venmo you money to get.
Oh, we don't have
for you to invite Amanda Stepto.
Cash only. You know what? I am, believe it or not, I'm not in charge of things, so I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to send you $200 if you invite Amanda Stepto. We'll just keep it under wraps when she gets that invitation.
She would just be like, "What?"
3. Invite Amanda and give her a +3.
Yeah.
And then I will send a message to her.
I've spoken to all of you much more recently than I've spoken to her. So
wow.
I feel like it'd be way less weird if I was like, "Here's your invitations."
But that's what's the beauty of it. Just get freaky. You got to get freaky with this kind of stuff.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying, Hannah?
Yeah.
I said that's true. I don't know if that's true. I don't.
Yeah. Don't feed into his sick fantasy, his dark, twisted world that he's living in.
Who's your photographer? Who are you hiring as a photographer?
I think it's a friend of Cassie's sister.
How much are they charging?
Are you just trying to find in? Are you also a wedding photographer?
No, we got a guy that is bonkers.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole wedding will be chanting his name by the end of the wedding. His name is Hiro Tanaka. He's from Tokyo, and he's a famous punk rock photographer. Well, you just see him in the pit, the skinny Japanese guy with his camera just running, just flashing. All of Rosenstock photography is Hiro Tanaka.
I was planning to have a pit, so.
Okay. If you need photos from the pit, Hiro is the only person you.
Hiro will do it.
Yeah. I will keep that in mind.
Who's DJing?
Nobody. We're just doing a playlist because we're cheap.
No, cheaper. That's smart.
Cheaper.
Yeah. What was the first dance song? What was the plan for the first dance?
No Children by the Mountain Goats.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Did you see, was it the Mountain Goats? No, there was a neutral one. Were you at that Turf Fest?
I was at that Turf Fest, yeah.
With the Mountain Goats?
Turf was the best festival, and I miss it dearly. It was downtown, so you could just go in and out, and had great acts, and they do shows at night, clubs.
Did you see AJJ?
I did. I think that was the Neutral Milk year, I think.
Okay, yeah. I was there.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That was a fun one.
I wonder.
I love it.
Have you seen AJJ not at Turf Fest?
Yes. I've only seen them as a full band once.
Okay.
Which I want to say would have been in 2012.
Was it at Lee's maybe?
No, it was. Maybe? No, it was at Hard Luck, which is
okay. Yeah.
And then I did see them at Lee's in 2016, but the van broke down, so Sean just played solo for 2 hours.
So I do.
It was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, I do sound for bands like AJJ and Jeff Rosenstock. I do sound for them. I was on that tour where everything fell apart, and it was it was insanity.
It was an awesome show, just Sean, but it was obviously not. And then I saw Sean again open for Jeff actually a couple years ago at the Opera House. Which was
we've probably been in the same room way too much.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you will again.
Yeah.
At my wedding. You can do the stuff.
Just look for the tall.
Now we have the
tallest. Guy. Yeah. Look for the tallest guy in the room. That's me.
What about the London, Ontario band Kitty?
I remember Kitty. the new metal all female band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they had one song I knew that I couldn't tell you now, but I definitely remember they existed.
Yeah, that's their career. That statement.
I didn't know they were Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from London, and
that
we
makes
saw
sense why they got much music play.
Yeah.
We saw a kitty poster in Ashley's bedroom in one of the episodes.
Yeah, that screams just like set deck being like, that looks edgy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've taken quite a bit of your time. I know.
It's just flown by.
Yeah.
We would love to keep talking to you if but I don't want to overstep our boundaries.
I mean, that's up to you, man. I have nowhere to be. I'm sitting in my house.
Oh, heck yeah, then. Okay, here we go. Hannah, get ready to ask it all.
Am I gonna regret this immediately?
No, you're not gonna regret this. This is
I wonder if I think we've already gotten past the potential
regret stages.
Yeah. The extras. So in the original Degrassi, there were extras that we would see on every episode. We started taking notes, and as Next Gen came, we're like, okay, let's do the same. Let's try
like background actors.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And we can't find any common characters. It seems like it's always different.
There definitely were.
Okay.
Or there are, I should say.
Uh-huh.
I remember, there was definitely a good handful that repeated a lot.
Okay.
But again, that's also union.
Yeah.
So it's easier to cycle through, for lack of a better term. You can just put out the call, and then kind of who comes is who comes. So it's not like it was where it was just like, we have to have the same people because they know
right. Mm-hmm. That's a bummer, because that was part of the charm of the original was the classrooms. You'd have the same students in the classroom.
Yeah.
For every episode. A
fun thing to do that I enjoy, I assume on Degrassi as well, but in Canadian media, is background actor, acting in the background of scenes, and they're miming a conversation. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, shout out to the extras, man. Their days are fucking hard.
My favorite thing is if there's a group scene where everyone's supposed to be fighting, and then you look towards the back, there's people that are just like.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They have
I love the muggins.
I being a background actor is much harder than doing what.
Oh yeah. Or the people having fake quiet conversations. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's fucking hard.
It is. And there was
I'm out person. It's hard.
Product placement in the original Degrassi, it was all over. It was Skippy peanut butter, and it was also, what was the health bar, Rick?
Wasn't kudos. Dips.
Dips.
What is the product? I'm trying to think. Was Sprite a product placement in Next Gen?
Pizza, blah 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 blah.
There was definitely I don't. Snapple's wrong, but it's something like
Pringles.
Snapple, I would say. Maybe.
Did you get free product?
Once when in season 1, I was on a Kraft dinner box, and I got a few boxes of Kraft dinner.
Did it just show up in the mail, and we were like, tight?
Yeah, basically. I was 12. I was like, free mac and cheese. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
What else do I need?
Yeah.
Are you an archivist? Did you save stuff?
I have some photos and stuff. I have a lot of stuff. The only thing I have in my apartment is I have 2 empty binders that we used to keep scripts in that just say Degrassi.
What about your family? Did they save the Kraft dinner box?
Yeah, my folks have that, I think.
They frame it?
No. They don't love me that much. No, there's my parents just moved, so we found a lot of trash like that. So there's
trash.
There's a good handful of actual photos of not set photos, photos of us being children. But I don't really have a ton of memorabilia, so to speak. I think I might have used to, but in my sort of late teen, like bitter at acting years, I think I probably tossed a lot of it. But I never had anything that was like, I never kept anything from like, that would be like, oh, it's cool, you have that. Now I wish I did. I wish I had, but.
I know. Like I was watching an interview with Ian Mackay, and his archive, he's such an archivist. He saved everything, and I've thrown away everything. And
was it that Nardwuar interview?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so good.
my fiance just she's sitting 2 feet away from me and just texted me to say that I should tell you about a photo that my parents showed her in, I think between season 1 and 2, a bunch of us went to LA for an award show called the Young Artist Awards, which is not really a real thing, but is kind of a real thing.
Okay.
And, Aubrey, here's your story that people don't.
Yes.
Aubrey had never seen the ocean before.
Whoa.
So,
what?
Which is like, knowing like who he is now, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
And so there's a photo that is Cassie's favorite thing in the world of us like wrestling on the beach when he saw the ocean first time. He's like 14, I'm 12.
I love it.
Like, I'm sure it'd be one of those things like, oh, that's so adorable if he wasn't like the most famous person in the world. Now it's just like, that's really strange.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh. And so did you have to do a lot of press before like whatever, the start of season 4 or season 5? Were you like, hey Jake, we're sending you on this press tour?
I did at first until my character got less popular than the others. The first couple of years though, yeah, like we did, especially the first year, because it was like coming back kind of things. A lot of, I forget what they're called. It's a thing for CTV, which was the network in Canada that showed the show. They have like a, oh my God, what the fuck is that called? It's a thing where basically they announce their slate of programs for the year.
Okay.
So we would do that a lot. No, that's not it. And when like there was a lot of, especially at the beginning, because it was like Degrassi's coming back. There's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then when the show sort of broke into the States around like season 4 or 5, there was a lot of like Nickelodeon, MTV, American stuff that I went to, but I was not featured in.
So like the mall tours, did you do any mall?
Yeah, we did the mall tours.
What kind of turnouts were you getting?
Way bigger than I expected.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
like it was weird, extremely strange experience.
So just thousands of teens screaming.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't really anything more like any more than 5 people showing up to see me do anything seems insane to me. So I have no like, it could have been like 20 people, but in my brain it was like 6,000. But no, it was enough that we were like there all day kind of thing.
Okay.
But actually, my favorite fan interaction ever came from a mall tour that I think Sarah, who played Liberty, and I were at in Boston. And it was supposed to be originally Aubrey and Shane, I think, who played Spinner. And they switched it and had to cancel something. And so they're waiting in line. And like they've seen that we're there. It's always baffled me. Like it was a few hours in. Like they knew it was us. And this girl just got the front of the line, like handed us a thing to sign, just looked at us and went, "You're not Jimmy," and was just like so I was like, it's my favorite. My favorite fan interactions are when people are rude for no reason.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's really funny, but it's always stuck with me.
What is the Canadian equivalent of the Emmy? Is it the Juno? Is it the
Gemini? Now it's the Canadian Screen Awards. It used to be the Geminis. Juno is the music.
Were you nominated for a Canadian? No. Did anyone win one?
I think the show's won. That's a good question. I think the show has definitely won like kids category before, and I think I know a couple people in like the cast after ours were up for her CSAs. I don't know if anyone has won. I'm sure they have. I'm sure someone or the show somewhere in the 17 years it was on. Someone must have won one. I should know that. It's going to turn out it's like a friend of mine. I'm just an asshole that doesn't.
But you didn't go like as part of an ensemble cast. You guys would go to these. Okay.
No, I know like the production team did, but I think maybe no. Now you're saying it. Now I feel we went once. I feel like you've clicked a memory that either I had buried.
Did you have a tuxedo?
No. I feel like we went because it used to be very much like American Awards. It's kind of 2 days, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it still is, but it's like the big awards are on sort of the main night, and then the day before is like the technical awards. And I feel like we went 1 year on the like technical award night because we were up in the kids category. But that could also.
I feel like Mike's leading you back through some sort of hypnosis therapy.
I could have also dreamed this, and it never.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, the original series, they won an award, and they brought all the kids on the stage.
Yeah, that definitely never happened.
I assume that organization was like, never again.
For sure.
Too many kids. Too many kids. Get them out of here.
Who would want that?
How often do you get recognized just walking every day, whatever, in the grocery store, in the library?
Not much anymore.
Okay.
It used to happen a lot. I mean, like, I haven't been on the show now for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while, but it used to be all the time, and I hated it. It's funny, like, I've made my peace with it, and I'm cool with it now, and like dig the ego boost now. But like when it was happening, it was like it took me a long time to be like cool with being on TV, I think.
So 2005, I believe you said in Buffalo I was watching an interview, and someone, like, you were walking around and kids just came up to you, like multiple kids, and that's when you realized, okay, this is happening in the US.
I remember that stock story I used to tell people when I was 17. That is true, though. That was whenever it started happening in the States. That was like because it was bigger in the States in a lot of ways than it was here.
Yeah, I felt like it was all over Nickelodeon. And
yeah, I remember a friend of mine and I were in New York when I was in university. I said to him, like, just letting you know, like, this is gonna happen. And like,
whoa.
And he was like, okay. And like within minutes of us like getting into New York, it was like that. But I also like looked like that because I was like 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You still look the same though.
Yeah.
I do, but it's like maybe people just don't care anymore.
Well, I think if you had glasses on and without facial hair, I'd be a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. That's why I never.
That would be the clincher.
I think so.
Okay. Well, I want to say once again, thank you for being. We've interviewed a lot of the old school cast. You're our first interview with the new Next Gen. We thank you so much. I hope you had fun. I hope I didn't freak you out too much.
No, this was fun. Once I got settled and realized what I was in for, it was good.
Yeah. How is your impression of Mike Park now that you've been put through the ringer of Mike Park's insanity?
It's one of those things that's like it's always fun to know that people that you sort of like, because like I've obviously been aware of Mike since I was
right.
a little one or a littler one, so it's always fun to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
weirdo.
freak.
All right, I like it.
He's an old creepy man.
Yeah, somebody the other day asked me what Mike was like, and I was just like, he's a freak. And they're like, what? I was like, I can't describe it to you where like you get it other than me saying he's a freak. And they're like, all right.
He's super freaky.
Yeah. Super freaky.
Yeah.
But again, I am, because I love the show and I'm a nerd on this kind of stuff. Again, we appreciate your time. I hope you had a good time.
No, this was great. This was really fun. I don't really do this kind of stuff. Like, I don't really talk about the show. This is the most I've talked about the show in a row in like 10 years.
That's crazy.
So this is
we're number one.
We're definitely
thanks
Rick
to Mike being a freak.
We're the most popular podcast.
Check out Hannah's band. It's called Bat Boy. I think you'll like it.
Cool.
It's really good.
I will definitely.
When we tour Toronto, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll be expecting you and Cassie.
I will be looking forward to being at your shows and any shows.
Yeah, I'm in Toronto legitimately all the time.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah.
Give me a shout.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't do anything, so I'm around.
Yeah. And like probably shows that you were potentially already going to go to. So
even better. Places that I'm already going to be at.
And you'll get on put you on the guest list. Well, we'll get you on the guest list.
Backstage beers if you drink.
Yeah. And if my band ever plays there, you wouldn't have gone, but I will let you know.
I will now.
And there's no beers.
I'll go to yours and not Mike's. Just.
Oh.
Just out of principle because he's a freak.
Yeah.
It's like, I did this podcast with Mike and he was just weird. I don't
know. He was like, "Who's your crush? Who's your crush?" It's like, get over it.
Damn, Hannah. Why so mean to me?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't mean it.
Okay. Again, thank you so much. We'll hope to see you. Be safe.
Yeah.
Tell Cassie, she's awesome.
I will.
Rick,
I do often.
Rick, Hannah, we'll talk next week. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.